Hello, my name is Diane. I am the overseer of a dog sanctuary known as House of Koehrer. I would like to share a sad yet wonderful story about our first experience with the loss of one of the dogs. It is our desire that it will help you with any pet loss that you have had or might have in the future. December 25th, 2009, we became caretakers for a privately owned dog rescue home located in Phoenix, Arizona. This was a position that neither my husband nor I had experienced. It was in a residential area on 2 acres. There were 70 or more dogs when we arrived, and we helped bring the amount down to a manageable number of 17 by finding other homes or facilities for them. Khia was a very beautiful, young, golden lab mix, weighing about 70 pounds. She was an affectionate girl that loved to play not only with her playmates, but with anyone that would give her attention. She was in a group with 3 other dogs her size. On the warm evening of June 10th, 2010, my husband and I were cleaning up dog runs. One of Khia's playmates was notorious for jumping as much as 4 feet into the air and opening up gate latches with his nose. Thus, we knew we always had to lock that gate. As I was still working in Khia's run area, my husband moved on to another run area and forgot to lock the gate. The notorious jumper seized the opportunity. He opened the gate and all 4 of them ran towards the street. We called for them all. Only 2 responded by coming right back to me. The notorious jumper and Khia kept running, and my husband ran after them. A small, soft voice, unfamiliar to him, told him to stop, kneel, hold out his arms, and call for them to come. He didn't obey this inner small voice, as he didn't know where it was coming from. He continued to run after the dogs. The one successfully ran across the busy street. As Khia attempted the same feat, she was hit by a speeding drunk driver as my husband watched. The driver and 3 other cars stopped. One woman screamed, "Does anyone have a blanket?" The 3 women stayed with Khia while my husband ran back to the house to get one and to get me. One lady called the nearest vet and said we were bringing in a dog that just got hit by a truck. The vet said they would be prepared. As it turned out, the vet was not needed. The ladies helped me wrap Khia in the blanket and stayed with me, even crying with me as I laid on the ground at the side of the road with her, giving her all the affection and comfort that I could. My husband went back to the house to get the truck. She kept eye contact with me and was responding the best she could with her pains of a broken and severely damaged body. When my husband arrived with the truck and came to pick her up, she looked lovingly up at him and took her last breath and died. We were devastated. We had never experienced anything like this. Neither of us had ever bonded with dogs previously and had no understanding of the emotions that we were now experiencing. Still wrapped snugly in the blanket, we laid her body in the garage away from the other dogs. We stood and looked at her body and pondered the meaning of life. We cried, we hurt, and we had feelings we had never felt before in our lives. The body was there, and we were both sensing something. But what was it? Late that night, as my husband sadly stood in her empty night pen, he heard her say, "Daddy, I'm okay." Once again, puzzled at hearing yet another voice, he asked himself, "What is this?" He knew it was Khia. Neither one of us could comprehend what we were experiencing. How is it that we knew that she was still with us? Later, we began to understand that all of this was our first experience with our Creator's spirit world. The following day, we were scheduled to take a trip to northern Arizona in search of a new location in which we could create our own dog sanctuary. On our way out of town, we left Khia's body at the main facility of the privately owned rescue. Our trip started out with complete silence. The pain and devastation over Khia was almost more than we could bear. We pondered upon the voices and feelings. We held back tears to the best of our abilities. As I was sitting quietly, I heard Khia say, "Mom, Mom, look, I have a new body." At that same moment, I felt something open up in my brain, and I could see into a different dimension. What was this? Yes, I could see her. I saw her running in a beautiful, large green field. I saw a beautiful mountain in the distance. I saw the most gorgeous, sparkling stream of water you could ever imagine. "Khia, where are you?" I asked. She replied, "I am in heaven." Then I asked, "What do you eat there?" She replied, "We don't need to eat. We only need to drink from the stream of living waters." I watched her run and play with a beautiful male lion. Off and on she would stop and speak to me, saying such things as, "Tell Daddy to stop crying. It was not his fault, and I am okay." Most importantly, she said, "Tell Daddy to take good care of the others." On the second day, she came to me again, and she was going to go play with snakes. It didn't take long, and she came back to tell me that, they're just squiggly things, and they're not much fun to play with. On the third day, she showed me how she and a giraffe could play together. The giraffe mimicked her ways. It was adorable, fascinating, and quite funny to watch. They had a grand time together. Throughout all the adventures and talks that we shared, she was so happy, kept comforting me and giving me messages to give to Daddy. On the evening of the third day, she told me that it was time for her to go to the other side. As Khia left for the other side, the opening of my brain closed, and I could see no more. My husband and I were at total peace. We always wondered if animals went to heaven or if there was life after this one for us. This gift shared through Khia assured us beyond a shadow of a doubt that indeed there is life beyond this one. We firmly believe that this was part of our loving Creator's plan to help us not only say goodbye to Khia, but to encourage us to continue on with this new journey of caring for rescued dogs till forever loving homes can be found or they pass on to be with the Creator. Since Khia's passing, we have had other spiritual experiences with those that have passed on. Most only stay long enough to say goodbye and thank you. Thus far, only one other stayed for 3 days, speaking intensely with my husband and then to me on the day that it was time for him to go to the other side. He said to me, "Mom, I love you. Thank you. I must go now. Goodbye." We no longer fear death. When a dog passes, we know where they are going, and it is a wonderful place. Thank you for allowing me to share this story. May you sincerely be blessed and encouraged. October 2010, we moved to Snowflake, Arizona, and now have our own dog sanctuary. Our website is currently under construction. However, if interested, feel free to take a peek. Your suggestions or comments are greatly welcome. The website is HOFK.org.